The host dashboard is a feature that was released a couple of months ago, actually. And I would like to start talking about the main benefits first, and then I'm going to give you like a full demo tour of how this actually works. So first of all, the host dashboard is actually a platform especially designed for hosts where they can log into and have all of their information in one place. They can, for example, see what they are paid by a certain workspace admin, what commission they are currently on. It just provides actually the relevant information to the host without you having to add your host to your workspace. So only the relevant info is actually shown. Another cool feature about the host dashboard is that all of your conversations can be stored in there, and so there's no need to use third-party applications to actually have conversations between you as a workspace admin and the host. So I'm going to share my screen now, and I would like to give you a little tour around here. Okay, so I think I'm sharing correctly right now. I've just logged in app.hotspotty.net, and I'm currently here on my workspace. So the first thing that I'm going to do is go over to my workspace settings. You can either do that by clicking here on your workspace and then going over to settings. Or another option is just by clicking on your workspace name in the top right corner and then clicking on this little settings icon. I'm just going to go over to billing and plans here. For the host dashboard, you need to be on the business plan. This feature is only available for business plan workspaces. And by default, this option is disabled for all workspaces. So what you want to do is go over to the host dashboard tab over here. You click it, and then you can just toggle the switch on in order to have the host dashboard activated. And now you're actually good to go. So the first thing you would like to do is have contacts in your workspace. I'm going to add a contact here just to show you how this works. Let's give this contact a name. I'm going to name her Ashley, and we will assign an email address here. This email address will be used for the host to log in to the host dashboard. I've just set up a temporary email over here just to showcase you how this works. Of course, you can enter some more details such as the phone number of the host, tax ID, and so on. But for this demonstration, that's not really needed. But what I am going to do is add a location over here. So I will add a new location, and I have chosen a random address over here that I'm just going to paste. Okay, I'm just gonna click it. Ideally, this will be the location where the host is hosting the actual hotspot. Let's say this hotspot is installed at a height of 10 meters, for example. You can save this. And something very important here is to add a payment method. This way, I can showcase you how hosts are getting paid and how this shows up in the host dashboard. So for this, I'm going to add an HNT wallet address. So let me just quickly get one over here. Sorry, 1 second. Just going to the Hotspotty app. Just gonna take a random wallet over here. I'm gonna paste it. Okay, I will use this as a default payment for HNT for this host. So I'm gonna save this and click save again. Okay, so actually right now, this contact, Ashley, can already log into the host dashboard if she wants to, but there will not be a lot of information yet. So Ashley can go over to host.hotspotty.net. You will be brought to this section. Well, of course, you will be signed out in the beginning. So Ashley can just log in with her email here. So I'm gonna copy the email, I'm gonna paste it. There's no password or anything like that. You will just receive a code that is available for about 1 minute. So you just check your mails, you copy this code, you paste it in, and Ashley now has access to the host dashboard. So there's not a lot to see over here right now. For example, Ashley can see her email address. She can see the payment method that is linked to her. But as you can see, there are no commissions yet, no payments registered, and there hasn't been any conversation yet. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create an install for Ashley in order to show you what happens if she gets paid. So for this, I'm going over to the install section over here. I'm going to add an install. I'm going to search for a hotspot. So I have one over here. Let's say Ashley hosts this one. Here you will get the option to either add the hotspot wallet or just add the hotspot to your workspace. If you add the wallet as well, where the hotspot is linked to, you will be able to get an overview of all the transactions and so on. But for now, that's not needed. We just want the hotspot. Here you can search for the location. We've already added the location. I'm just going to check. I'm not sure where it is. I'm just going to search for it because it should be in. Yep, this one it is. Okay, so this is just a random location that I've chosen. Okay, here you can choose when the hotspot is installed at Ashley's location and when it's uninstalled. For now, we'll just say Ashley is hosting this hotspot from the 1st of September and she's still hosting. So we will leave this uninstall date blank for now. And here's the important part. How much is Ashley owned? Let's say she gets 70% of the rewards. And here we will set the start date of the payments from the 1st to September and no end date. So this is very useful for the commission reports. Click save again. And now the install is added to Ashley. So if Ashley goes over to her host dashboard right now, let's refresh this, you'll see that she has a commission with an installation period from the 31st of August, so the 1st of September, and a commission period from the 31st of August. Right now, you can see that she has a payments and HNT card over here as well, which is showing 0 HNT right now. I'll quickly show you what happens if a workspace admin actually pays Ashley. For that, we'll use the commission reports. I will not go very in depth on the commission reports right now, but I'm just going to generate one in order to show you how this works. So I will generate a report for September only. Let's take the 1st of September until September 30th. Here you can choose for which currencies you want to generate the reports. In this case, this will only be HNT because we only have one contact. Well, we actually have two, but both contacts in this workspace have a default payment method, which is HNT. So in this case, we have no other option than to create a commercial report in HNT. Here you can specify your time zone as well. It doesn't really matter. It is like different for every single one of you guys. Then you just click generate report. And in most cases, this takes a few seconds. It can take up to a minute or two. But whenever this is ready, you will just receive an email so that you do not need to keep waiting here. So let's open up this report. And as you can see, Ashley, we are owned Ashley 14 euros, which is the 70% HNT cut. So ideally what you would like to do is pay all the contacts. I'm just going to pay Ashley here. So you have options to pay with a QR code, a JSON file, CSV, and so on. Not actually going to pay her now. So I'm just going to mark this as paid. Okay, so now it looks like we've paid Ashley. When Ashley is going to look into her host dashboard right now, it will show the payment over here with the payment date, the amount, the currency. And here you can, for example, see how it is paid. So in this case, we have a QR code. And so this is really nice. So Ashley can keep track of when she's getting paid, what she's getting paid, and so on. Something else really cool that I want to show you here on this payment section as well is that we have a feature that is maybe a little hidden. It's called registering manual payments. So for that, you would like to go, you can, for example, go to the map. This is another way of doing it. You can click on the contacts here. I'm going to click on Ashley. And when you go over to payments here, you can see that you have a registered payment option. This is just like a way of documenting and just keeping an account that I, for example, paid Ashley. So let's say Ashley let's say her hotspot had a little issue with the antenna cable. So Ashley paid for a new antenna cable, and I've paid it back to her. I just want to make sure I can keep track of this in the future. So I'll just say I paid her 20 euros for the cable. I've done it in cash or via bank transfer, something like that. The 25th of September, just gonna call it antenna cable. Click save. And now this is added to Ashley as well.
Real quick, I think one of that feature came along because once we were doing like our hotspot installs beginning of last year, there was a time they were trying to drill a hole to pass the Ethernet cable, and there was a fiber optics cable on the way, and it was really funny because the host was watching TV. It was like watching a soccer game when we were doing the install, and then for some reason the TV just went black. And then we saw that we just had drilled through the fiber optics cable. That wasn't very happy. And then we paid the guy 50 euros, and he called the ISP like Vodafone. Yeah, that was very good. And then it's a great way to tell like, okay, we gave him 50 euros, so that was like for tracking. Yeah, Herculean. Yeah, shit happens. Anyway, good job.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so that's why we have this feature in place. And so as you can see, Ashley can exactly see this payment over here as well. And the note gets added also with the manual context over here, just so you know that this is a manually registered payment, is just to keep track of what you've paid and so on. So this has nothing to do with the commission reports. It's just an extra feature that we have. Okay, so this is for the info, the commission, and the payments. Then we have one more cool feature here in the host dashboard, and that's messages. So what Ashley can do here is if she, for example, has a question for the workspace admins, she can just type it here like, hi, I have an issue with my antenna, something like that. When you click send, there will be sent an email to the workspace admins, and they will be able to open it via the workspace. So in this case, let's just go back to Ashley. Yeah, it will show up here under the host messages. I have an issue with my antenna, and me as the workspace admin can just reply to this. I will help you out, and Ashley will receive an email that I've responded, and it shows up immediately here in the host dashboard as well. So these are like all of the features that we have right now for the host dashboard, with more to come. And there's one thing that I want to mention on this. Of course, Ashley can be added to multiple workspaces. So right now, Ashley is just added to Hotspotty courses, but it could be that she is added to another workspace that also has the host dashboard activated. And it could be that she has also a contact named Ashley, and there with her email address. Well, what will happen then? The second workspace will show up here, and then she can just click on the second workspace, and it will switch all of the information to that other workspace she is in. And so in every single workspace that has the host dashboard activated where Ashley is in, it will just show up here on top, and she can just easily switch between all of these workspaces. So yeah, I would like you guys to test this out, and all the feedback is appreciated. And that's about it for the host dashboards right now.
Yeli, yeah, thank you, Yeli. I think does it worth perhaps show to our users how to provide this link to their hosts, because sometimes some people, they get confused. So if you can just show that, would be great.
Okay, so for that, you can just go over to host.hotspotty.net. And by this, oh, sorry, it's because it's HTTPS. So whenever you go to host.hotspotty.net, you will automatically go to this login screen, and you just need to enter your email here. You will receive a verification code that lasts 1 minute. When you enter that code, you will be in. So yeah, not sure if that answers the question.
Yeah, I think that's good. Some people, they just are confused about that. So I also want to point the main benefits for using the host dashboard. That using the host dashboard, it's now just available for the business plan. Perhaps we can think in something different in the future, but it's very important to have all the information for your hosts just in one place. So it also brings transparency to your hosts, and it's gonna be like a huge time saver, because you don't need to keep like using WhatsApp or other ways to contact to ask, oh, how much I have to, how much you need to pay me or something like that. So if you provide the link, all your hosts can have this access in a very easy and transparent way. So just add this. If Max or Danny wants to add something else, just feel free.
Yeah, I mean, there's one last feature that is almost in production, is that we also be able to show the chart. So for example, if your hotspot earns like X amount per day, and you do like a 50% commission, and the person logging into the host dashboard is going to be able to see the chart of the day multiplied by 50%. So whatever the person is earning per day, it's going to be able to check. So I think this will be live like in the next week or so.
Yeah, and another thing is the white label solution, which is also almost ready. It's ready in staging, but essentially it will allow workspaces to have their own like logo and their own custom domain in order to provide basically a white label solution to their hosts. Like basically their hosts will see their logo instead of the Hotspotty logo. That's something we've been working on as well.